What's up, everyone? My name is Nas. I'll be using this channel to post a lot about godly content and about the Word of God. For this video, I want to talk about the importance of loving others as a Christian. It's so important that we love others for a numerous amount of reasons. The first being that it's what God commanded us to do. It says in John 13, verses 34 through 35, "A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another." We're commanded by God to love others as He has loved us. And think about what that looks like, having patience and steadfastness and being merciful upon others the same way that God was for us. And that's what we need to demonstrate in our relationships with others. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7, it gives a bunch of traits of what true love looks like. It says, "Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres." And then in verse 8, it says, "Love never fails." I think it's so important to look at this verse and try and copy that in our own lives and love the same way that it's listed here in these verses. Being patient with others, being kind with others, not being envious of others, not being prideful, but seeking the good of others and not your own self, being selfless basically, which is the same love that Christ had for us. Like dying on the cross was obviously selfless. He did it because He wanted a relationship with us. And in that same way, we need to be selfless with others, with how we treat others, with how we communicate with others, just being around other people. And in doing that, we're showing others what it means to actually be a Christian. Because if you're not doing this, if you're not living the way that God has asked you to, people will get a misrepresentation of what being a Christian actually looks like. If non-believers in your life know that you are a Christian and you aren't treating them with love and respect and kindness, they are going to misinterpret what it means to be a Christian, and that can even push them away from the faith, which I have seen happen through conversations with other people. There are people that I know who will not come to Christ because of the hate that they faced from Christians growing up, like facing, like being judged by others, being condemned by others. But that's not what we're called to do. We're called to do things out of love. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, in verses 1 through 3, it says, "If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast but do not have love, I gain nothing." All of these things sound amazing, like speaking in tongues, the gift of prophecy, understanding all mysteries and all knowledge. They sound amazing. But Paul says that without love, it is literally useless. Like he could have said it's less effective or not as good, but he said it's nothing. Like it is completely worthless, which again, really is him trying to get this point across that love is so important in the things that we do.